rise again to glory then, soar into the sky. If you stop and see, and you just might believe, we're unstoppable, powerful, enough to beat the odds. If you love me, you will see the flames inside of me.
Welcome back to Seduce Me. I have a headache. Let's continue. I like how every time I just gotta give you a little update on my life. Like, I could tell you what kind of pants I'm wearing right now, or what kind of shirt, or the color of my bra, but I won't. For the next episode, we'll save the color of my bra for the next episode. I slowly woke from my sleep, feeling the ache of the morning consume and rush through my body relentlessly in an attempt to keep me contained in bed. I didn't mind. I was pressed against the warm chest, one whose arms I adored to be in. The nightmare plagued my thoughts. Sorry, I keep saying something. My heart fluttered in reality, knowing that what I was feeling in physical world was what I was supposed to care about. Good morning. I looked up at Sam's sleeping face, giggling at the sight of his messy bed hair. Sam slowly woke from the sound of my laughter, blinking to sleep away to stare down at me.
Morning.
No, I would not have went that way. I would have been like, why the fuck are you laughing so early? Morning! I smiled and kissed Sam on his lips to help rouse him, only to end up being pulled into a tight, loving embrace with my head buried in his shoulder.
Did you sleep okay?
I don't know. The second time, yeah. Sam nodded in understanding against my shoulder as I wrapped my arms around him. I felt so warm and safe within the confines of his embrace that the thoughts of the nightmare had vanished from my mind. It would come back, but it was gone for now. Kiss him again. Early morning sex. I'm just hoping for the sex. I pulled back a bit and kissed Sam once again, smiling happily and running my fingers along his back. Sam gently squeezed me and kissed me back. Blech. Blech, melting into an embrace between us. Jesus. Morning kisses with Sam felt wonderful, and I didn't want to get up or pull away. I simply desired to relish in the feeling I had for Sam and let him completely take over my thoughts.
Hey.
Hi.
Since we're in the demon world, do you think that maybe...
What? What we can do a demon summoning ritual? I don't know. I think we can just call somebody up. I opened my eyes to look over his shoulder, okay? Trying to understand what he was insinuating. When it finally came to me, I held my breath in realization. Oh! That totally went over my head. The demon marriage?
You don't have to decide right now, but...
I'm down.
Before we go back, maybe think about it?
I'll think about it. I wasn't sure what to say. My mind danced across the idea of binding my soul to Sam, but at what cost? I'll think about it. Sam nodded in understanding, kissing my shoulder. I knew it was something Sam really wanted, but was it something I was willing to go through? Sam gently loosened his embrace and pulled away to look at me with a tired smile.
I don't want to get up yet.
Well, then stay. I laughed, knowing this was how Sam operated in the morning. He was definitely not a morning person, so seeing him curl up to me and ask permission to stay in bed was still an endearing sight that reminded me how much I loved him. My heart warmed as I smiled and kissed his forehead. Then we don't have to. We can sleep a little longer if we want. Sam smiled and closed his eyes, pulling me against his chest with a hearty chuckle.
Good. We can go eat later.
Our peace was broken, unfortunately, by the sound of knocking at our door. Sam and I let out a simultaneous groan. Our plan was ruined.
Go away!
Okay. Rude.
Sam, we brought breakfast.
Go away.
We'll
Wait.
eat later!
Go away.
Are you seriously going to argue with me?
Yes.
Come on, it's like 9 a.m.
Ugh. Ugh. Gross. Now I was getting upset. I wanted to stay in bed, feel Sam's arms around me for a little while longer. Was that so much to ask? Screw breakfast. We have 3 more hours until noon.
Oh my god, just get up already. We're burning daylight here.
Shut up, boy. Sam and I whined out, irritated that our plans to sleep and became ultimately impossible. However, we both understood that today was a new day and we had to start preparing to take on the Demon Lord. We slowly rose and sat up in bed, yawning as Sam begrudgingly, followed suit. All right, come in. God, you're annoying. Both of you. The door opened and in poured the Incubi brothers with their wives, carrying a plate of food. Each. Ugh. James and Iridessa, that's a name, held out their 2 extra plates for me and Sam.
Thanks, Dessa.
Okay, I'll just say that.
You're welcome, Sparky.
Sparky. Thank you, James. Wink wonk.
Of course.
Hee. Not flirting with your husband or anything. I don't know what you're talking about. James and Dessa, just gonna say that, moved away from us as we both looked down at our plates. On it were fruit slices, bread, and cheese. Some form of jerky I didn't recognize. It's probably safe, knowing that the others were eating it as well. Sam Hover lowered his plate in his lap and looked up at his brothers.
So, what's the plan?
Well, we should probably take the next couple of days to train properly. Since we're in Lilith Castle, we'll have access to training equipment.
Fucking hate the name of this castle. Fuck. That's why I hate the name of this castle. Because when you go to say it, it's Lilith Castle. Lilith Castle. Lilith I sound like I have a lisp. And I hate it so much. Lilith. Castle. This place has a name. Makes me so mad. Lilith. It sounds so weird when I say it. The boys and Irene, Eric's wife, nodded in reply. Sam stuffed a stick of jerky in his mouth. We get a chill on it as David began to explain.
The first succubus, Lilith, was exiled here after being cast out of Eden by the heavens. She became a demon and soon began to breed more incubi and succubi than the world could control.
Oh, I'm so mad. No, don't make me say it twice. Oh, wait, Lilith as in Lilith from the Bible. How do I say it differently? Lilith. I give up.
Yes. During her time here, she established a kingdom with this very castle at its heart.
Good for her.
It's a pretty castle indeed. I've never had the pleasure of coming here.
I'm not really a fan of it.
Me. Sam swallowed a bit of jerky he had in his mouth and licked his lips, joining the conversation.
Alright, so we train until we can't anymore.
Obviously, we'll need breaks in between, but we can't afford to let a day go by without intense training. We only have a week after all.
Yeah. Word began to bubble back into my mind. Everyone was willing to step up and start training, but Eric was right. We only had a week to prepare for the Demon Lord. Would we be strong enough in time?
You fear too soon, child.
Much creep, very scare. Huh? I straightened up my back and looked around, hearing the voice from my dream echo through the air. Everyone else looked at me curiously, wondering why I spoke up.
Wait, what?
What? I don't know. What?
Did you say something?
Not at all. Don't judge me. I looked around at everyone, seeing their confused face. Did they not hear the voice?
They cannot hear me, child.
First it was Diana, now it's God, I don't know. I shook my head, rubbing it gently with a nervous laugh. Sorry, I thought I missed something. The confusion in everyone's face dissipated as everyone got back to the topic on hand. One I couldn't remember or focus on. My thoughts went back to the voice, wondering how it was speaking to me and how it knew what I was thinking.
I am closer than you imagine.
Meep. What do you mean?
Be patient, child. The time for answers will come soon enough.
Can I just say the voice actor of this guy has the deep... What the hell are you doing? Ugh, I'm so sick of dogs. I forgot what I was saying. I grew more and more concerned and confused. What was this spirit thing talking about?
I am no mere spirit.
Well, then would you like to elaborate on what you are? Then what are you?
That I cannot tell you yet. When the time comes.
This was mildly scary. A voice in my head, I'm going nuts. voice in my head was speaking to me, and I could only speak back in my thoughts without anyone knowing what was going on. I looked around to see everyone still speaking to each other, but I couldn't focus on what they were saying. I could only focus on those damn kitty socks! Yep. Nice pants. I could only focus on... All I could focus on was the voice in my head.
Answers will come when the time is right. For now, I will bid you farewell.
Damn that voice. Wait!
Whoa, wait, what?
You had to just yell. Sorry, I thought I missed something again. I didn't realize I spoke aloud until everyone looked at me again. I looked at Damien, wondering if he heard everything going on in my head, but he seemed just as confused, if not more so than the others.
You alright?
Positive. Don't ask. I don't know. I mean, 1 second. Yep, we're good. Tell them, I guess. I sighed. They had to know what was going on. Well, I just heard a voice in my head.
Huh?
That doesn't sound crazy at all. Nope.
A voice in your head?
Yeah.
But I didn't hear any other voice but yours.
I guess you go through that constantly, huh?
Did it sound like anyone you know?
Not really. Maybe Morgan Freeman. I shook my head, remembering the sound of it. It was deep and echoey, masking the relatable trace from it. For all I knew, it was some sort of illusionary creation of my own mind. Then again, if I created it, then Damien would have been able to hear it. I sighed and rubbed my head. It was some sort of deep voice telling me to be patient and not to be afraid. It wouldn't tell me its name. I became worried about everyone thinking that I was crazy. I knew I wasn't, but it definitely sounded like someone who wasn't mentally there. Sam, however, wrapped an arm around me and hugged me to his side.
Well, whoever that voice is, it's right. There's nothing to be afraid of.
But a voice in my head.
I wouldn't be too sure about that just yet.
Shut up, Diana. Everyone in the room turned their heads to see Diana and Seto standing at the door. Diana stepped further into the room as Seto stood at attention, watching her.
You 5 have been gone during the 10 years of this war. You do not seriously believe that you will be ready for this in a mere week, do you?
Diana seemed firm and serious. I could understand why, but part of me felt a bit angry that she shut down our pep talk. Sam glared at Diana.
And if we do?
Then it is a foolish mistake.
How so?
10 years of absence can be unkind to one's abilities.
To be fair, it has only been 2 years for us.
Regardless, when was the last time any of you actually fought in battle?
That wasn't on the PS4. Silence consumed the room. She was right. However, we weren't willing to give up that easily. I stood and placed my plate on the bed behind me. Why does it matter? We're going to defeat the Demon Lord either way. Hell yeah!
We will. But there is no reason to try and breed ideas of false hope that it will be easy. Too many lives have been lost in this war, with the hope that they'll all survive. It's better to be realistic.
It's better to be optimistic than realistic. The tone of her voice echoed a heavy warning. No doubt she had seen hundreds and thousands of deaths in this war firsthand. But now was not the time to doubt ourselves. Sam stood up as well, standing at my side in defiance.
Fuck that! If you're right, then hope's the only thing we got.
Fuck that. Seto stepped up to Diana's side, giving Sam a blank stare in return for his mistress.
Hope can only take you so far. Do you truly believe it will help you defeat the Demon Lord?
Okay, boys, don't fight. Don't fight. I felt Sam take my hand and nod, affirming his words. I smiled and squeezed his hand, agreeing. Seto and Diana stared at us with Diana crossing her arms. Something was on Diana's mind as she stared at Sam just from looking at her eyes. What was it?
Can you say that with confidence?
I can. Want me to?
Not to derail the topic, but this is a waste of time. We should be preparing for war, not bickering about if we can or not.
Then there's Eric, the realist. A moment of silence passed through the room as Diana stared at Sam sternly. However, she was distracted, distant from the conversation as she was stalling time to have her thoughts wander. What was keeping her real attention?
Well, I'm not going to argue about this. Believe what you wish.
Sam and I waited and watched as Diana lowered her arms to her side with a sigh.
However, we do have something to discuss.
Diana ran a hand through her hair and looked around the room, pressing her lips into a fine line.
So, about all of you participating in the war, You all obviously need to train.
Yes. Everyone nodded in agreement to Diana's statement. While we weren't bad already, we still needed to at least know how to defend ourselves. Diana, however, looked at me.
You, most of all.
Why me? I was suddenly confused. How come I was the odd one out that had to be ready the most? The last thing I remembered about training was that Diana was against the idea altogether. Diana sighed and rubbed her temple.
Apparently, there are guidelines to breaking this curse. Not only do we have to kill the Demon Lord, but you have to be nearby when it happens for the curse to even break.
Nice! That makes no sense. Where did you learn this?
Shadow. He spent the night trying to find alternative ways to break your curse. Unfortunately, we didn't find anything of the sort, but we found the guidelines to breaking it.
Well, it still makes no sense.
Even while it doesn't, it's still better to be safe than sorry. I don't want to kill him and then still have you stuck here because of an error.
I could only sigh and take it in, so I had to be there when the Demon Lord fell. Great! Diana waved her hand dismissively through the air, breaking my potential thoughts.
Anyway, we can't have you dying on the way there, and we can't monitor you when we're in battle. You should at least know how to defend yourself. That's why we've come up with a solution.
Huh? What solution?
Simple. The other rebel leaders and Sero have agreed that if you'd like a trainer to enhance your abilities, you can train with one of them.
I stared, seeing Sedo step forward with a nod.
Each of the leaders is proficient in a different area of magic and battle strategy, good enough for self-defense. I can't speak for the others, but I can assure you that with Sero's skill and training methods, you will be well prepared by the time the siege arrives.
Sedo nodded and bowed to me slightly. Well, I was flattered at the idea. Did I really need a trainer? I knew Taekwondo after all. Yeah, because that's going to work against demon magic. And I at least know how to defend myself, demon or not. Then again, we were in the demon world where magic was the norm. But Sedo, I really need to explore other things, but Sedo. What would the others teach me? But Sedo, I don't want to, but my baby. I really like Sedo. I love him so much. Diana ran a hand through her hair, looking to the side as she listed off a leader and their skills.
Sergeant is a brute demon, bred from a nomadic tribe. He most likely teach you the ways of the brute demon, using your fists and speed to keep you alive.
Okay.
Shadow is, by definition, a shadow demon. So he'd probably teach you about dark magic, light manipulation, and assassination.
Ooh, assassination.
Rabbit is a wild magic-based animal demon, using her animal-focused energy as her weapon. She'd probably teach you how to do the same.
Cool.
Fae? I am honestly not sure. I know they can change their size and use elemental magic as well, but to be honest, I do not know what they would teach you.
Oh, God. Oh, I want to... Oh, Rabbit. I want to do Rabbit. Oh, but Shadow. Oh, it hurts. Okay. You know what? I did Seto last time. Let's, we'll pick one for everybody else, but let's do Rabbit today. Dana nodded. Rabbit was asleep, but I could tell that she was the wisest of the bunch. She'd be able to show me some ways to use the earth and defend myself. She was definitely the one. With that, Dana turned on her heel and left the room. I'm so sorry, Seto!
Afterwards, you should start training.
Okay. Everyone in the room nodded their affirmation as Diana and Seto left.
Well, it looks like we'll be busy for the next couple of days.
This'll be fun.
Man, training's gonna suck.
It'll be worth it, though.
Damien's right.
As we all finished eating, everyone left to either train or do things on their own. I left to start my own work, determined to be prepared for what was to come. The Demon Lord wasn't going to win. I would not let him. I was excited to see what Rabbit could teach me. She apparently knew a lot about magic, so maybe they would have been able to help me defend myself and help win this war. Still, the excitement of the situation was hard to ignore. What would Rabbit teach me? Would it be something to do with the nature? With the nature. With the nature, yeah. To do with nature? With fire? With animals? There were 100 things that could have been that could have been the possibility, and I was eager to eventually find out and know. God. I'm gonna end it here, guys, because apparently I ain't doing so well. So I'll see you guys in the next episode.